Bob Barker. Welcome to my dressing room. As you can see, I'm surrounded here with pictures of a favorite part of my life. Animals of all kinds. Aren't they great? And speaking of animals, some of you may know that I close the show every day by reminding our viewers to help control the pet population by having their pets spayed or neutered. And CBS has been most gracious about allowing me to spread this very important message. And let me explain something else, if I may. You may have noticed that I have on my door here WGMC, World's Greatest Master of Ceremonies. Now, this was given to me by a member of our studio audience, and the good people here at Television City put it on my door anytime I'm working. And who am I to argue with a member of our studio audience? Now, we have more things for you to see. Will you follow me, please? Look at all this. We're in front of stage 33, where we tape The Price is Right, television's longest-running game show. I'm happy to say that CBS has named stage 33 the Bob Barker Studio. Here's the plaque. Oh, my. There's dust on it. I'll take care of that later. There were many other game shows that preceded us here. In 1953, Place the Face aired, followed by Strike It Rich, and along came Stump the Stars and the much-loved Password, just to name a few. Of course, I'm partial to The Price is Right, which I've hosted for 30 years.
My name Bob Barker, Mamie Booth. Come on down. Jackson Lane, come on down. Come on down. Juanita Irving, come on down. And now here's the star of the new Price is Right, Bob Barker.
Thank you very much. Look at this.
A brand new car. A sensational new car. A new car. A new car.
A new car. A new car.
I'm the sound effects person.
And the winner is Adam.
My job is to give the sound effects at the appropriate time. If you win $10,000, this is what you get. When somebody's wrong, you get this, or you get this. And it's really fun to see people win.
You got it. You got it.
When they get it right and they win, doesn't even matter if it's a bed or a car, you know, they're really happy.
Here are some more games you might remember, all played here at Television City.
I'm Ronald Reagan, and I've got a secret. You're reacting differently to each one of us.
She didn't look at me like that.
Henry made you sad. Betsy made
Johnny, are you married? Are you?
My story is the same as yours.
We're all here to play Password.
All right, Richard, see if you can get Carol to say that for 10 points.
Donkey.
Jackass.
Jack. Somehow or other, I knew you were going to say that.
This is the dashing and handsome star, Peter Lawford. His table tennis opponent will be the very witty and talented actor, Bob Crane. And here is that very funny lady, Miss Joanne Worley. But she's dead serious about beating her opponent, one of the stars of Mission Impossible, Greg Morris. One of these stars will be today's champion on Celebrity Table Tennis.
Down to $5,000 that is Stan Michael. And 57-39 in Cheryl's position in the game.
And now, here's the host of Match Game 74, Gene Rayburn.
Maybe I'm having a nervous breakdown, but I'm trying to get through my career.
Maybe?
Hand. Can I say it before the buzzer?
Yes.
Once more, let's rehearse. Hand.
I know that dirty old man I've been living with for 38 years. And he knows the dirty old lady he's been living with for 30. So, I would say that we'd both go and watch the porno.
Watch their bodies do the talking on Body Language.
Two down and one to go for $5.
You're grumpy. You're pouty.
All right, Beverly, again, you have control. Your card is an 8. You can change.
Change
We
that
will.
card.
Lacey now has a jack for you.
Okay, I'm gonna go lower.
Let's see if it is. Is it lower? No, it's not.
This is the $10,000 pyramid.
And glasses
And things that break.
Play the game of Double Dare. With the host of Double Dare, Alex Trebek.
It's tic-tac-toe. And now, here's our host, Wink Martindale.
Thank you, Charlie O'Donnell. Hello, everybody.
Let's play the feud.
Here we go, Steve. Here we go, Mary.
Oh, boy.
Greg, this would be a good time to find a letter or two.
Submarine captain.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoopi Goldberg, please.
All right, well,
Tom.
Yes.
You did not greet us in our grid.
Exactly.
And we are all very
going on?
hurt about this.
Well,
the way.
basically, the focus groups hated it.
Okay, well, what do I know? I'm just a negress in a box.
By the way, you can win one in our secret square later in the show.
I've been here for 14 years. So our primary responsibility is creating visual effects for the movies and miniseries here at CBS. One of the tasks we're asked to do is transform locations. This is an example of taking Marina del Rey and turning it into the Potomac River. And this is from a movie of the week that just aired recently. They needed the wheat fields to continue all the way to the horizon. So we were asked to replace the background with a horizon line of wheat fields and add a new sky in. When I was a kid, I used to go across the street to the farmer's market with my mom. Tell her I'd be back in a half hour and then try to sneak in here to see how TV shows were made, and got kicked out of here, and here I am, 20 years later working here, and I just love it and hope to be here for a long time.
Good evening. I'm up on the second floor of Television City. I'm headed to my studio where I tape my little program, The Late Late Show, which is on when most of you guys are asleep. Thanks for that. Hi, I'm Craig Kilborn. Growing up in Minnesota, I watched a lot of television, and I was really inspired by the talk shows. Who knew someday I'd be working in the same building where so many of these great shows originated? Remember Art Linkletter's House Party? One of the first shows done in this building back in 1953. My favorite segment was when Art would ask 4 kids embarrassing questions about their family.
How would you spend $1 million if you had $1 million?
Buy a rocket ship.
Where would you go?
To Mars.
To Mars. What would you see up there?
Candy bar.
Candy bars.
Have any pets?
2 dogs.
Do they have pedigrees?
Nope.
Why not?
Oh, because they got cut out a few years ago.
You can have them cut out, I guess. They have any pedigrees?
Yes, but not on purpose.
Of course, one of the classics was, the Merv Griffin Show, and Merv was great. He would interview entertainers, political leaders, writers, criminals, and even 15-minute wonders. In a word, it was marvelous.
From Television City in Hollywood, it's the Merv Griffin Show.
Now, for a look at some of the stars who are arriving outside, we're going to switch to Army Archer. Watch.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Miss Lillian Gish, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'd also directed by the time I was 20. One film. Cured me.
In a shooting schedule, how long would a D.W. Griffith picture take? An average?
Oh, the first one, you mean?
Yeah.
1 day, 2 days at most. One tape. Even The Birth of a Nation, one tape. You didn't have a second chance. It was like live television.
You think I want to wear a suit with a crowd that I know is coming out here tonight? You're crazy.
Brando, just when the camera came up, ready to shoot my close-up, he came up to me and says, Jimmy, don't snicker. The smallest chuckle, he said, will ruin the entire thing, you know? Well, obviously, 14 hours later, we're howling, and every time I got to the line, I just busted up. Sure. And he would look at my chest, and I would have to look at his stomach, because the minute we looked at each other, we started to laugh. It was completely insane.
Okay, here it comes. And I think you're gonna dig it. It's the Dinah Shore Show from Television City in Hollywood.
I know she's not going to remember this because it was so long ago, but this is a contract. Oh. That Miss Lucille Ball. Now, this is material that Lucille wrote, and I'm going to read it. 1. Party of the first part must promise to never dye her hair within 5 shades either way. Of the party of the second part, also known as the lovable natural redhead.
Yes, of course.
Part 2, party of the first part must also agree to put on an additional 5 pounds every month for the next year.
From Hollywood, it's the Mike Douglas Show.
Tell somebody you love golf, and I have someone here to challenge you, okay? So right now, I'd like you to meet Tiger Woods and his father, Earl Woods. Would you come out?
From Hollywood, it's the John Davidson Show.
Let's talk about Red Fox off. Are you a ladies' man?
No, I've been married 30 years to 3 women.
I just bought a new pair of socks, a new kind of socks out now, these deodorant socks. Have you heard about these? I'm wearing them right now. I wore them yesterday. I'm wearing them all week. You can't kill them.
From Television City in Hollywood, the Pat Sajak Show.
How many of those pencils do you think you'll be needing, Greg?
I don't know exactly why they're here. Depends how many guests there are. Here, souvenir. Little souvenir. It's a first night souvenir. It's all we could afford.
So were you intimidated when you first met this Bergen woman? And I'm curious as to why people even think that as a question. I mean, I don't know you well, but you don't seem particularly intimidating. You seem like a relatively warm, despite that icy stare you're giving me now, you seem...
Here we are. This is Studio 58. This is where I tape my little show. And it used to be a rehearsal hall years ago.
This was a rehearsal hall, yeah.
Years ago. Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, everybody here.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's Merv Griffin.
Where? Oh,
There
I
he
love
is.
that guy.
Merv.
He's unbelievable.
We
Hi,
just saw
Merv.
clips of you.
Yes. Well, you probably saw all that's left of me on CBS late night talk.
Yeah.
Because in those days, tape was so valuable. A 90-minute tape was $750. $500. See, I know the mathematics.
You know
of it,
money.
Too. I know money.
Yeah.
The tape was so valuable that they would just take it and, erase it and use it on somebody else's show.
Wow.
So all of us got wiped.
Does that bother you? It has to, a little bit.
Yeah, it wiped a whole kind of history for the 2.5 years I was doing my late night show. My show started in New York, but there were 4 shows taping at the same time in New York.
Yeah.
One night, Jerry Lewis made all 4 shows without notifying any of us. We'd all accepted him as a guest.
Yeah.
And I said, that's it. So I went to the president of CBS and I said, I think we should go out and take a little trip to California and we'll do it for a couple of weeks, Bob would. And I said, we'll do it a couple of weeks out there at this Television City.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, that'd be nice for the show. Yeah, do that, do that. I went out here and then refused to come back.
Never came back.
Never came back. He said, you have hijacked the show. I have built you a theater. I said, I don't care. You want us to stay on the air? We can book the show from the halls of Television City.
It was easier to book
It was
guests,
so
yeah.
star-studded here.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out to everyone that nowadays here, you're going to find it surprising. Still at CBS.
Everything's here.
Everything's here, but they still have cutting-edge talk shows here at CBS.
At Television City.
Yeah.
Did you ever have an assignation with any of these women?
What's that?
Did you go to bed with any of them?
An assignation?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
That sounds like an act against nature. A big word that people used back then, coaches, they would say the word, when I was a kid, their favorite word was hump.
Hump, yeah.
So I walked in, the guy goes, nice play, Baldwin. Hump. That's what that was. I don't know what it meant. They'd always say that. If you didn't have your jock at gym that day, the gym teacher would say, all right, jock check. And they'd make you pull your pants down. He'd say, no jock for you, Baldwin. You hump.
And the toast started, and they toasted, and he toasted in French, and suddenly his wife rose, and she said, I would like very much to toast this great lady, the Queen of England. So you raise her glass, and we will toast to her penis. The Queen froze, obviously. Nobody knew what to do, and General Gaulle jumped up and said, happiness! Happiness!
What gives me fear? Dick Cheney having a heart attack, and then W has to be president. I don't know. Talking very, very regular.
What do you mean? Dick Cheney has 8 heart attacks a day, for God's sake. It's like Sanford and Son. He just walks right through them now.
There must be a guy that just walks. Morning, Mr. Cheney. Clear! How are we doing today?
His new national tour begins tomorrow at the House of Blues. He's also the man behind the Ted Nugent Gonzo Meat Biltong. I guess this is it. Ted Nugent. Ted.
I love when you hold my meat like
Why don't you take your meat back, Ted? I don't want your meat.
Meat for the masses.
Yeah, there you go. Sit down. Go ahead.
What that's
Please,
gonna
I'm
do.
begging you, stop for one
Let me
second.
finish my point.
I'm asking you, please.
10 more seconds to make my point.
I just want to ask you one question.
Yeah, get on your
Do you
knees.
think that he should be impeached because...
And shoot her face when... Say that again.
Llangollen, Aberafan, Aberysganshire, Carmarthen, and Merthyr Tydfil.
What's a basic yoga pose? Is there a basic
Okay,
one?
well, I could do one, but is that...
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
Like that.
Other than The Mirror Has Two Faces, what's your favorite Barbra Streisand film, Ice?
I ain't never seen a Barbra Streisand thing. That was correct.
You are the most successful cast member from Taxi. Don't forget Tony Danza.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, George. I'm Yasmin Bleeth. Now, you made a successful transition from TV to movies.
Uh-huh.
Am I going to have to work as hard as you, or can I just sleep my way to the top?
Did I mention I was a producer? Did that come up? Did that come up?
That is cool.
For those of you who really enjoy the marvels of electronics, this is a television control room. Every studio at Television City has one. The director sits right here watching his cameras on those monitors. And then, like a great chef or conductor, he blends those camera shots into an exciting and seamless creation, whether it's a game show, a sitcom, a talk show, or one of my all-time favorites, the daytime drama.
Melody Thomas Scott, Nikki Newman on The Young and the Restless. Former stripper turned incredibly bored rich housewife turned high-powered businesswoman.
And I'm John McCook. For the past 15 years, I've played the incredibly dashing Eric Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful. And this is where we tape our show, Stage 31.
The Young and the Restless, which is an hour daytime drama, uses 2 studios, stage 41 and 43. And it's on these stages that we bring our characters to life.
Now, we try to make it look effortless, but the life of a soap opera actor is, well, Melody, how would you put that?
Hectic.
Yeah.
Frenzied. Fun. Very challenging.
Oh, to say the least.
After all, we shoot new material every day, so we usually can't memorize our lines until the night before we shoot.
And if our character's story is featured that day, we could get 20 to 30 pages to learn.
And that's without the help of teleprompters or cue cards.
When you were impressed when your waiter remembered that 6 dinner specials without looking at his notes.
John, I am so sorry. I have an appointment in wardrobe, so I'm gonna let you take over.
Okay. Oh, ask them if they have the brown pinstripe suit I used to wear when I was on The Young and the Restless.
Oh, right. They might have to let it out a little.
She's right. I've been here a long time. Well, why the enormous popularity of soap operas? Well, that's easy. Fans tune in every day because of the irresistible opportunity to eavesdrop on other people's lives. Even before The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful, audiences were watching The Clear Horizon, the first soap shot here at Television City.
The Clear Horizon.
It premiered in 1960 and had more action sequences than were typical for soaps at the time. In one sequence, a missile recovery ship capsized during a violent storm, and one of the crewmen slipped into the water and drowned.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the heat sensor in my pocket. A lot of good. It'll do in your pocket if you're at the bottom of the sea.
Then, in March of '82, just 14 months after Ronald Reagan became president, the country was swept up by the new glamour of Washington, D.C., and CBS produced Capital, a sizzling soap opera about the lives of politicians.
Sloan. There are no clear lines of battle, no way to identify. Sloan, are you all right? Here. Okay. Oh, but it's okay.
Hi, it's me again. This is what Nikki's wearing on the show today. You like it? We are in the wardrobe department of Television City, one of the busiest spots in the building. And no one keeps this place jumping more than the daytime dramas. Just look at the miles and miles of clothes. After all, they shoot 5 days a week, 12 months a year. And what with their huge casts and countless wardrobe changes, this place never sleeps. The actors at The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful get thousands of letters from their loyal fans. They watch their favorite daytime dramas religiously, peeling potatoes at the kitchen table or just hanging out at the college dorm. Fans have even hidden tiny TVs in their desk drawer at work. And they might forget what day they drive carpool, but miss their favorite soap? Never.
I have sacrificed 1,000 things for those kids.
Sacrificed. Is that what I am? Was I one of those sacrifices? Was our marriage?
To support and to care for you, to respect and to cherish you, to give of myself and together with you in the sight of